Hi everyone, and happy New Year's Eve 2011 to everybody. I'm just going to welcome you to my junk journal, but I'm going to welcome you to a new junk journal, and I'm going to say goodbye to this one. Well, I think I'll probably use it there's still a few blank pages in here. It's so full with art journaling, there's no more space for art journaling, but I may still use it to journal. I like to start the new year off with a brand new journal. So I created another one. I really like how this one turned out. I kind of like how all of them turn out. I don't think you can make an ugly junk journal. It's kind of an oxymoron. So this one I just used a whole bunch of ephemera and paper that I had that I keep in my little ephemera tin. And this piece of newspaper had the word, it was something about a journey, and so I just tore off the rest of it and kept journey. I had this tag from another project and it was already inked and I glued it on. I used Mod Podge. I use this Mod Podge, the matte finish one. I always keep a plastic bag or plastic to make it easy to open. Oh, now I'm a big liar. Yeah, easy to open like that, and it keeps the Mod Podge from drying out. So I use that as both my glue and my top finish. I had this on I think I showed you this not that long ago. It was on some junk mail. What I liked about it, it says, message, enclosed correspondence is personal confidential. Love that on my journal front. So I just use a whole bunch of text and receipts and bills and newsprint and just all kinds of cool ephemera. Love that this already said soar, and I had these metal wings, so I used that E6000 glue to glue them on, and just more ephemera and scrap paper. This is a canvas bird that I used for from another project, and I just had one left, and it was on sticky back canvas, so I just stuck it on there. So first I used the Mod Podge's glue, then I distress inked it with brush corduroy, and then I did an overtopping of Mod Podge, and it gives it that neat hardened finish to it. And then for my closure, you know how this book isn't that thick right now, but as you can see, they get really, really thick and yummy, full of goodness. And so this year I thought, I'm going to add a closure on mine just to see how that works out. I had these basic gray, where's the package? They were just in my stash, just two of them left, and they're called string clasps, and they're by Basic Gray, and this one has the word heart on it. This one had the word dream, and what I did is I raised it up with some foam tape. I don't know if you can see that under there, to make it a little bit higher so that the string could wrap around, and then I glued the foam tape on with glue gun. And then for the back, I used my big bite and an eyelet, put it through there, tied the cord, and then just wrap it around. And there's a lot of cord left over so that when the book does get thick, there'll be a lot of space left. So I thought I'd try that a little bit different for this year. What I did also a little different is I did 12 tabs and 12 printed paper sheets. And that was just for me. I was trying to keep it by the month, but I don't really like to set rules for journaling at all as to how often you should write or not write. But I just wanted to try to give myself a guideline to try to at least once a month do an art journal page. And this time I kept the paper quite plain in the sense that although it's bright, it doesn't have a lot of pattern in it. There's a few that do, like this. There's a green one back here somewhere. It's got a lot of pattern in it, but other than that, most of them, this turquoise one, but other than that, most of them are very, very plain, so that I don't have to keep covering them up every time I art journal. I grabbed whatever paper pad was handy, and there were two Martha Stewart pads, so that's what I used. I spritzed the pages with some Perfect Pearls. There was just a little bit left in this bottle, and I added water to it, and it's called Perfect Copper. So I spritzed all the pages just like that. I scrunched them up, closed them, and then just let it dry. And my little 2-year-old grandson helped me smear up the pages and grunge them all up. And then I used my Distress It All for the edges here, and then rubbed brush corduroy all around. Tied ribbon around again. Every 2 months I added a ribbon, so there's about 6. And then this ribbon here, this red It was actually a wristband. But I got this, we were in the Mayan Riviera, and I did an Aztec energy dance there with this teacher named Fabian. It was so much fun. And at the end of the class, they asked you to pull a ribbon to wear around your wrist, and this one said something you should do is play more. So I just tied it on here. That was so much fun. If I feel like I'm not sure yet, but I might put a clip of me doing a little bit of that dancing at the end of this video for a little New Year's chuckle for you guys. So here is my new journal. I quite like it. I like starting off the new year fresh and new. I have a friend of mine, she was my aunt, but my uncle and her are no longer married. And she's from Trinidad, and she said one of her family's customs, her particular family is very superstitious. They don't believe in bringing any dirt, mentally or physically, any garbage, any debris into the new year with them. So they spend New Year's Eve cleaning their house, doing all their laundry, and at the very end they take a shower and do all these little sort of ritual things so that they start the new year off fresh. She told me that about 10 years ago, and now, of course, don't you know, I have to clean my house. I feel pressure. I'm nuts. I clean my house on New Year's Day. I do my laundry. I clean everything up. I cleaned my art room up. But you know what? There's really something, it feels so good to do that at the end of the new year. So my daughter's since taken on that custom too. So that's how we spend our New Year's Eve day. Like, we're usually done by the evening, so if we decide we're going to go out, I'm not much of a partier, so I might go over to my son's because all my kids are going to be over there for a while. But it's just nice to know that your house is all clean, everything is clean, and that's how I'm going to spend my New Year's Day. So I've had my favorite tunes just playing, and I've been singing along. And one thing that I do, and this is something I started myself, this had nothing to do with her, I always choose a word for the new year that I want to focus on. So about 3 years ago, my word was metamorphosis, because I wanted to change into being more natural and not straightening my curly hair and not being conforming to the way everybody else thinks I should look, just be myself. So I've done that. And then I think it was last year or the year before, I chose the word lovely, because I wanted to be more lovely, in the sense that there are some people that are just so sweet and lovely and kind, and oh, they are just wonderful. And so my purpose of choosing a word is to try my best to keep it in the forefront of my mind, to try to be lovelier. Or last year, because I was turning 60, like this year 2011, I chose the word sassy. So I thought, just because I'm going to be 60 doesn't have to mean I have to be an old fuddy-duddy. So I tried to make an effort to put my makeup on and do my nails and just enjoy the fun things about being a girl. So I did that. So my word for 2012 is going to be impeccable. And impeccable in the sense that I don't mean impeccably dressed and all of that. I mean in the sense of the way you act, what you say. And it's again taken from Don Miguel Ruiz's book, The Four Agreements. And the first agreement is to be impeccable with your word. And I want to try, I'm going to work as I talk as usual. I'm using Tim Holtz letter masks. These ones are called mask, these are just the alphabet masks. They're one of the first masks he came out with. So they're really hard to see, which is why you have to keep this part, don't throw this part away when you buy it. But anyway, I'm going to use those along with some distress inks. And what you do is you just peel off the letter. So here's the I. And it's going to be right there. And I'm just going to spell out the word impeccable. And then use distress inks. I'll show you how they work. But anyway, it's from Don Miguel Ruiz's book, The Four Agreements. And like I said, the first agreement is to be impeccable with your word. And that doesn't mean that everything you say is just all flowery and sugar-coated. It means that everything you say has purpose and validity to it. And that you're honest in your speaking. Like, you don't just, and you're not somebody who's going to gossip, and you just, every word that comes out of your mouth, you try to make it impeccable. So that's what I wanted to, that's in the meaning that I meant my word for impeccable this year is impeccable. And I also meant it also in my actions too. Like, not to do things that are not very nice, or, you know, try your best to always do your best and to be your best. No one's going to be perfect, but just try your best. I do not want to put a whole bunch of unnecessary pressure on myself that I have to be perfect, because that's not what I mean at all. Sometimes I also have to be impeccable in the way I treat myself, and not putting too much pressure on myself. And so yeah, that's my word for this year. So I would love to see or hear your word if you've chosen one, or if you haven't, try it out. It's kind of cool how you end up focusing on that word. These mask letters are so cool. I don't know if you've ever used them, but wait till you see what I'm going to do with them. So I've used them so much that they're not sticking as good as they did when they were first brand new, but they still work just fine. So tomorrow we're keeping in our lifelong tradition. In our family, an African American tradition is to eat black-eyed peas on New Year's Day. It's considered a good luck thing to do. So my mom has, all my life anyway, has always cooked soul foods and had everybody, all her friends and family over for soul food dinner. So that's what we're doing tomorrow. So I just finished making the cornbread, because that's my job to do. And me and my husband kind of pigged out on some of the cornbread, which it's pretty good. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I keep my Distress Sea foams like these in a box like this. I think this box, I don't even know what it used to have in it, because there's no semblance. Oh, Go Smile. It was a teeth whitening box, some samples I had. So I keep them all in here, and they're all color coded. So when I'm working on a project and I don't want to keep digging in this box, I lay them out like you see them here, and each color coordinates, so that I can just quickly grab this one and then grab the coordinating ink. This time I'm using that Right Permission. Some of these are from the limited edition Tim Holtz colors he had for fall and winter. So what you do is you take your Distress ink, and then you try to make sure these won't lift up. And when they're pretty new, they don't. But I've just used them so much. And you gently go over top of the letters, and you are creating a map. My husband and I'm sure you all know now because I've said it 8,000 times, we went to the Mayan Riviera just before Christmas. See, this one lifted up, but that's okay. As long as you can still tell it was a C. We went to the Mayan Riviera just before. Mayan people are such beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spiritual people. And I guess in December 21st, the winter solstice in 2012, the Mayan calendar comes to an end. Now, it doesn't mean an end of the world, at least in my mind it doesn't. It means an end in just the way things are. And according to the Mayans, they believe that everybody's going to now become more harmonious and get along better. So I bought a Mayan necklace, calendar necklace. I'll try and put it in the camera without having to move the camera. Let's see. There it is, right there. It's more of a reminder of what a wonderful, wonderful time first time. And I'm going to put in a link in the down bar of the video I did. I don't know if you guys caught it or not, but I did a junk journal video from there. And at the very end of it, it shows some images we took snorkeling with the giant tortoises. And no kidding, those tortoises were as big as their shell was the size of our kitchen table. They are huge. And to be able to do that, it's just a life experience I'll never forget. So once you've sort of inked all this stuff up, you lift your masky letters off. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm just going to put these to the side so I do not forget to put them back, because they're so see-through, it's hard to see. Look at how beautiful. So I've just got this dollar store border sticker bling. It just kind of peels off. So I sort of start the peel. And then, whoa, so that it doesn't get all messed up like that just did. Hang on. Because it sort of sticks to itself. I try to start putting it down and then unpeeling it as it unsticks. If that makes any sense. So I hope you guys all had a really, really, really nice Christmas. We did. All we ever do is laugh. So I'm going to take this white Signo gel pen and I'm just going to put here my word for 2012. Can't believe it's 2012. If you're looking for a really good white pen to write with or to journal with, these Signo gel pens are by far the best. I have tried lots of them. So my word for 2012. There we go. So there's my word. And I think I might put some little white dots. I mean, not dots, but, you know, white dashes. Oh, it's so quiet right now. Oh, my husband just went out to pick something up and... Oh, I spoke too soon, didn't I? Anyway, I was just saying I haven't had any quiet time to myself since we got back, just because, you know, the holidays and everything. So, and I've had my grandsons 2 nights in a row, 2 different sets of grandsons. So, kind of nice just to have a few hours to yourself. So there is my page, my word for 2012. Impeccable. Put some bling there, a little bling there to balance that bling, and the white Signo gel pen, and the Distress Inks, and the Tim Holtz mask. So a very simple page, but I love it, and I love it to open up my new journal. And so I'm wishing all of you a very, very, very happy, happy, happy 2012. And I hope it's full of love and laughter and good friends and good food and lots of smiles, because that's what's more important than anything when you're smiling on the inside and the outside. So my wish for you is smiles, a year full of smiles. And so here's my new book, and I love it, and it's all ready to be full. And I can't wait to hear what your words are going to be for 2012. Please share them with me. I just think it's so interesting to find out what everybody focuses on. So we'll see you very, very, very soon. And thanks so much for watching and subscribing. And we'll see you again. Bye.